Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting flirf dreams.
Hey folks, how's it going? Curious UK here. So recently I seen went up on Mikey's channel was a kind of a promotional video documentary, like 5-minute thing done by Flyer Through Reconnaissance, known as Sam, Connie or something like that. And he actually included a few clips, including me in there and a few of my thumbnails and stuff. So I thought, well, since I was featured in this video a bit, I thought I might also give my 2 cents and my reaction on these and see how they went with this. So let's go through it and see what we think. It's really quite fun. I have to point out some of the derp in this.
I will start teaching people how to pay attention and question everything you look at.
Mikey, you're not teaching anybody anything of any value. And the only thing we're questioning is what the hell are you looking at and what you're taking videos and pictures of, because I have serious doubts that even what you're claiming you're looking at is actually that. There's a couple times the observations you've shown like Jupiter where you can see some of the Galilean moons, and actually kind of looks a bit more legit. Overexposed like, but you know, if you know that when you look at Jupiter and you have the exposure up higher, you can see the moons, but you can't see the details of Jupiter. But everything else, like, is serious. I don't know if that's serious. It could just be a LED light on top of a cell phone mast. Could be a plane. Could be anything. It's a light blob. That's all it is. But you're certainly not teaching anybody anything. And you're not making anybody question anything on what they're looking at. Only questioning on what the hell you're looking at.
April 11th, 2023. Saskatchewan Province, Canada.
Dude, the AI voice is fucking terrible. I mean, what the hell? Like, why are you using this AI freaking bullshit? It just cheapens the whole video. It's crap. And then it couldn't even say, or maybe you couldn't type it into the AI properly. You know, Saskatchewan Province, Canada. Canada's not the province. Canada's the country. It should be Saskatchewan, Canada. Or perhaps you could say, in Canada, you know, Canada in the province of Saskatchewan, but Saskatchewan Province, Canada, for fuck's sake, at least get your AI voice if you can, type it in correctly, because I'm pretty sure that's just the user typing it in incorrectly because you don't know how the hell it works. I mean, this isn't complicated. Like, if you're not sure, just look it up.
A man with a deep passion for astronomy goes out as he usually does to film the night skies. But this time, he accidentally records a video of a star that will destabilize the astronomical community for all time.
Fucking hell. It's not destabilizing the astronomical community for all time. Nobody who's a professional astronomer even knows that Mikey exists or that his observation exists. And if they did see it, they'd probably laugh their asses off because they know exactly what that's just low chromatic aberration, out of focus, internal reflections, digital noise, subpar freaking optics, bad technique. It's not disturbing anything. And as for the fact of like a few flyers through the bunkers like me, the fact that we make fun of you, it's because that's all we're doing is making fun of you and your freaking blobs of whatever the hell that is. Dude, I ran your serious, what you claim to be serious, through AI, no prompts and nothing. And it didn't know what the hell that was. It couldn't even freaking make heads or tails of it. Even when I told it was serious, AI argued with me and said it wasn't. And I had to keep going back and forth till eventually it said, okay, fine, if this is serious, it's just freaking a load of freaking garbage. Funny thing is, I actually did videos and pictures of Sirius using a cell phone mounted to a cheaper telescope when I first got into just doing astrophotography, and I was only had the cell phone mount. And I got serious with that. I put in AI, didn't put any prompts, and it instantly knew it was serious because my stuff didn't have internal reflections. It was actually in focus, and was actually not the greatest observation, but fucking hell, a whole lot better than freaking Mikey's. That says something there. Yeah, it's definitely not putting anything the astronomy community, because nobody gives a shit about it, especially professional astronomers. It's not done, hasn't done anything except for just give us a laugh.
What is that? What am I catching here? I've never seen that before.
The star is Alpha Canis Majoris, better known as Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky.
I do find it kind of interesting there that Sam put in there an actual observation of Sirius and what it looks like. How do I know? Because that's what my observation looked like of Sirius. And then put Mikey's blobby garbage, whatever, smeary, freaking aberrated thing there. So, yeah. Thanks for showing everybody what Sirius actually does look like in a properly collimated and focused telescope, or decent optics compared to the trash Mikey's putting out. Thanks, Sam. You just debunked Mikey.
But the footage reveals aspects of Sirius never disclosed before. It has a structure and generates some type of electrical impulse.
You can kind of see a faint triangle on this side too, where it points out.
Yeah, it flashes off and on, kind of.
How do you know it has a structure? Why? Because what? All the lines there, I've already been able to replicate with just holding my phone at a really weird angle and having it out of focus in cheap optics. When I use my kid's toy telescope. Remember Mikey and Sam? I replicated your results by holding my phone at this weird funky angles, taking it out of focus, and the telescope out of focus. And I used a cheap kid's telescope that costs about £20 to buy off of out of a toy store that I got from a kid years and years ago, and she never actually used. And once in a while I go around and mess with it whenever I want to replicate Mikey's observations. So that's not showing it has a structure, and it only looks like that because anybody who gets something like that knows that something's going really wrong, and they usually correct it, because everything you're doing, Mikey, is wrong, and that's why people don't tend to put this stuff out, because it's not good. It's actually really, really bad.
That man is Mikey Smith, a flat earth activist and an expert in digiscoping, the technique of capturing videos by connecting a smartphone to the eyepiece of binoculars, and the very technique he's been using so far to record the night skies. Mastering this method, Mikey Smith soon succeeds in recording more stars.
One, Mikey isn't an expert at digiscoping, and it's quite clearly to see this because his observations are trash. Like I said, full of out of focus, internal reflections. He has no idea what he's doing. Now, digiscoping is something that normally people who are just getting into astrophotography can do, or it's usually a lot of times sometimes done with like a monoscope when you do like bird watching, or like if you want to do like long distance like observations of wildlife and stuff like that. Then this is something new. It's called digiscoping. Now, so when I first got my first telescope, I got like a cheap little refractor. It came with a cell phone mount that mounted on and I held the eyepieces and stuff, and that's where I first got some of my very early observations on video of the stars and the planets, and it's still far better than what Mikey's getting, which is quite hilarious. I mean, because I realized when I seen something that didn't look right, I fixed it, made sure that my camera was sitting correctly centered, that everything was focused correctly, and then I even adjusted my exposure as much as I could with my phone. And but I realized I was new and I had to learn, and that's what I did. So some observations were kind of crap, and I look back now and realize that as I've gotten far better after doing astrophotography and also getting better equipment over the last 3 years. So but Mikey is definitely not an expert at digiscoping whatsoever. You can see much better observations and examples of that online. And some people get some decent stuff, but it's still what he's using is a really poor technique and subpar optics. Even with his expensive binoculars, the fact is that he doesn't know how to use them correctly and refuses to listen to anybody. He'll never be an expert because he never wants to learn. So, Mikey, you're just embarrassing yourself. And Sam, who's just replicating it, he's just being a little sheep.
Showing identical structures and behaviors, like Venus.
Dude, that's not Venus. If it is Venus, that's a fucking garbage observation. Holy shit, Mikey. I got tons of videos of me showing video of me doing Venus in my telescope, and then also showing a final processed image when I've kind of cleaned it up and done stacking and stuff like that. Oh yeah, by the way, your phone, doing night mode, it is actually doing some digital enhancement and stacking of the images as well. But let me show you, I'll put up here what Venus looks like when you actually know what you're doing.
Capella, Vega, and Jupiter.
Once again, that's not how Capella or Vega look like. I do have those images in some astrophotography. Check out my astrophotography playlist, and you'll see some of my other observations. I'll be adding more there when I have time to do the processing and put them in video and put them on YouTube. I'm quite busy. But as for Jupiter, that's not Jupiter either, Mikey. Here, I'll show you Jupiter. Let's put it up here. I got lots of Jupiter. I got lots and lots of that because it's been easy to find lately. So there's Jupiter there. I can show you many observations. Check out my astrophotography playlist, as well as some of my posts and stuff put up there. But yeah, that's Jupiter right there. I don't know what the hell you were putting up there, Mikey, but that wasn't Jupiter, buddy.
He even gets footage of some sort of static texture behind the stars he calls the firmament.
There's obviously a firmament there. You're looking at it.
There's so many things wrong with that statement alone, I don't even know where to begin.
But
I do agree with Creaky there. There was a lot wrong with that statement because that wasn't the firmament. That was a bunch of artifacts and digital noise, and I think you're probably focused more on your lens than you were on the object that you're trying to look at. Yeah, there's a lot going wrong with that, but that was the firmament. I said it once, I'll say it again, and I'll say it again in this video. The firmament doesn't exist. You're not taking pictures of the firmament, Mikey.
But his discoveries spark a massive backlash.
But we're doing our own thing over here. We're making fun of Mikey, the real star man.
Accused of producing distorted shapes of stars due to poor equipment.
Just look at the thumbnail. What a lovely thumbnail. I didn't even manipulate Mikey's face. That's actually his face screenshot from one of his videos. That was a good one. I like that one. It's good. Funny. Also notice his observation he thinks is Venus, and then my observation where you can actually see the cloud patterns and stuff of Venus, which was through my telescope.
And lack of expertise. He becomes the subject of harsh criticism, from flat earth opponents to flat earth proponents.
I'm recording the firmament and the stars. That bothers you.
You're not recording the firmament because firmament doesn't exist. Yep, I still stand by that one because the firmament does not exist. And we got a lot of evidence to prove that. One, Mikey's actually never shown where the firmament is. Digital noise and focusing on your lens and having out of focus things doesn't, light blobs doesn't improve the firmament. And you have things like Artemis 2, just recently went up there. Artemis 2 is went over 250,000 miles. Now, if you don't know about Mikey, he thinks that the stars are about 60 miles above the Earth. Okay. Except for things like the ISS, which is about 200 miles above the surface, and people have observed that and actually got video of it in telescopes and tracked it. We have things like Blue Origins, the New Shepard. They've launched over 30, almost 40 of them. They've all gone over 60 miles above the surface of the Earth, and no firmament was found. They've all come back safely, every single one of them. Never once have they hit a dome, or seen a dome, or nothing. They've seen the curvature of the Earth. They've seen space, because they go just past Kármán line. and still nothing. They have stuff like Polaris Dawn, which did the highest spacewalk outside of in this open space. That was about 1,200 miles. They're actually in the Van Allen belts, and we've got so many other space. We've sent probes way out. We've sent craft way up there. We've sent astronauts up there. Mikey, the firmament does not exist. You're not taking pictures of the firmament. You simply just don't understand how to use your equipment and what you're doing and looking at. And you're just playing in your fantasy world, and now you've brought Sam along with you. It's nice to have friends, isn't it, Mikey? And have a shared delusion.
I wanted to try to do something more natural, so I went to binoculars.
You have inadequate camera stuff. Whatever's doing that, it's your lenses or something like that, that's showing those pictures like that.
Can't disagree. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of spot on. Inadequate equipment and subpar techniques, and a healthy dose of delusion. You get what Mikey has.
They refuse to accept that he is the first one to record the night skies, like no one ever did.
Yeah, it's because nobody wants to do that, because it's just garbage. Having like blurry blobs of fucking whatever with loads of distortion and a bunch of like digital noise and artifacts. No, thank you. I prefer to have my observations be, legit and accurate and not just a garbled mess of shite.
And that no telescope, no observatory, and not even NASA could replicate his work.
That's not true. They could if they wanted to, but why would they want to do freaking garbage observations like that? Like I said, and you can check out my video where I did this, I replicated Mikey's work by simply trying my best to do the worst job possible, and I was able to replicate his work. I was also able to replicate some of his stars by simply zooming in on distant streetlights with my mobile phone, and just take on pictures where it wasn't focusing and stuff like that, and I was able to replicate the same stuff that Mikey and Sam are getting with their binoculars and their mobile phones strapped to them. So I pretty much have been able to replicate that. If you try to do a shit job, you get the same results that Mikey and Sam get.
The firmament is also stationary.
Where's the firmament? Why haven't we seen it? Why are you the only person in the entire planet, other than Sam, who says that they've seen it?
All the telescopes worldwide, whatever their size, are incapable of showing us clear pictures of stars.
That's just delusional mumbo jumbo. Telescopes can show you extremely clear pictures of stars, clearer than you'll ever see, Sam or Mikey. Even I have shown you clear pictures of the stars. I've tagged you in loads of videos. In fact, I've had a open challenge out to Mikey for over a year now to go head to head and show me Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, and also he can pick some stars. We'll show observations of who can get more accurate observations and see what they can show. Mikey has refused and ran away. In fact, he's ran away that much. He's blocked my email, because I've emailed him every time he's asked for a single star from a telescope. I've emailed him a picture of a star, a clear observation of a star, through my telescope. And after a couple of times he asked to see galaxies, he asked to see the planets, I keep giving him what he wanted, so he blocked my email. And so I can't even go into his live chats because he's got me blocked there too. It's funny. It's okay. I got other accounts. But yeah. So that's just wrong, because telescopes 100% can show you extremely clear observations of the stars. So that's just completely false lies right there Sam's telling.
But on February 25th, 2025, Samuel Abukaya, a fellow flat earther from Israel, who's been closely following Mikey Smith's work, releases the Telescope's conspiracy video series. In this series, the ineffectiveness of telescopes and the advantages of digiscoping for stargazing are explained for the first time, validating Mikey Smith's achievement and reinforcing his credibility.
Dude, Mikey Smith has absolutely zero credibility when it comes to the astronomy community, and he barely has any community when it comes to the flat Earth community. Most flat Earthers laugh even at Mikey Smith and Sam Abukaya. And digiscoping is not superior to using an actual, real, dedicated astrophotography rig and astro camera. It's using a device that's not meant for it, using small sensors. One thing about a astro camera is that it's got a fairly large sensor to gather as much light, because you're only looking at very, very small things. So even my planetary camera, which isn't even the top end, is still got far bigger sensor than like a P1000, P900, and definitely much bigger than a cell phone. A cell phone is only a very tiny sensor because it doesn't have a lot of room. I have my opening. If I had, I'm not pulling it out right now, but if you look at my astro camera, the whole, like the sensor is like that big, right? It takes up the whole eyepiece of my telescope. So no, it's not far superior. And digiscoping, especially in binoculars, is not superior. In fact, you'd be better off to use digiscope and use a telescope with high end eyepieces, and then maybe learn how to use the stuff. You use the equipment, learn how to focus your equipment, how to focus the telescope, how to focus your camera. Use like pro mode where you can control the focus, so you're not using automatic focus. I think even the new like I have a new Galaxy S26, and it's got an astrophotography mode, which it kind of is it stacks the images as well as it uses longer exposures. Like I think the shortest one to do one set to do the night sky is like 2.5 minutes, and that's for the short. So that's kind of how you're gonna get that, and you can see I can do far superior images than what Sam and Mikey are getting just by simply setting my phone on astrophotography mode, hitting the button, putting it down, 2-second delay, because the S26 doesn't have the stylus with the button that can activate it anymore. I think I kind of wish that they did, but here nor there. And it's got bigger. I got it because it's got a bigger camera on it, so I can gather more light and get better observations with it. So, and yeah, it actually puts up some really, really decent images. So I'll put one up here actually, just to show you one. Just recently, I was taking dogs for a walk at night, so I'll put up an image that I got kind of recent of just some random stars. I don't know where they were. I'm just testing the equipment out because I just got the phone. So yeah, so that's it there. See what that looks like. But I does a pretty decent job, I think. That's nice. So let's move on.
All they are showing us are big blurred spots of lights, and we are being taught that these are the precise shapes of the stars.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's verifiable from other people all around the globe. I've all got very, very similar images of the stars, including myself. When I've been using my telescope, I have got very similar images of the stars. Especially more lately, I've gotten better with using my equipment, and being able to kind of get more accurate, finer detail, and and obviously it's always a learning process. I'm always learning, trying to get better. But yeah, so yeah, for sure. What they showed there, those images, those are legit. I've seen people live streaming getting those images with their astrophotography rigs. So that's independently verified.
Even within the flat Earth community, misinformation about the shape of the stars is being exposed.
Oh, Jim Ennis is the best. His pictures are great. So you understand? So there's some kind of a site up here, going on, yeah.
This is a star zoomed in with a P1000.
That's not a clear star, guys. That's not a clear star.
Well, I agree with Mikey there. That's not a clear star. That's normally a lot of photographers, when they use their P1000, P900, P950, they use automatic zoom and they get crap like that. So, yeah, I agree with Mikey there. That's not a clear star. I mean, Mikey's stuff isn't a clear star, but that's not a clear star either. So, at least you agree with that, Mikey.
The stars are not in water. The water is above. This is not a clear video of Capella. There is Capella.
I mean, I was with Mikey there when you said the star's not in water, and then that's not what Capella looks like there, Mikey. Neither one of those are what Capella looks like. So, right back to the derp. Oh well, it doing so well for about 10 seconds there.
But Sam doesn't stop there. Conscious of the importance of Mikey's discoveries, he goes out on his own to record the night skies, using Mikey's techniques. This move is a success, as Sam's observations fully corroborate Mikey's discoveries.
Well, yeah, suppose if you use the same garbage techniques and you keep trying until eventually you replicate the same garbage techniques. I mean, it took Sam several nights to get it. Fuck, I think it took me all of like 10 minutes of me pissing about until I got the same kind of images. It was not really hard. You just have to try to do really shitty astrophotography. And just use like, a telescope, make sure, binoculars that are out of focus, phone out of focus, and just have it maybe some weird wonky angle. Make sure you focus on the lens itself and not on what you're looking at, and you'll get very similar observations. They're all shit, though. They're all shit. That's not what the stars look like.
New footage of the skies above the Holy Land confirms the shape of stars Mikey already filmed.
Yep. Put shit in, get shit out. Use shit techniques, get shit results. Yep, all tracks.
But with more powerful high-grade binoculars, Sam witnesses much more.
Here comes the pain. No pain, no gain.
Stars that spin on their axes, that discharge energy.
Yeah, well, when you keep bumping your optics and moving it around and stuff like that, and your camera, your cell phone's still searching to try to find, magnification or try to find focus, keeps moving in and out because you got autofocus on. Yeah, you get results like that. It's expected. Like I said, you're just trying to, you already got a preconceived conclusion, and then all they've done is just try to manipulate until they got the results that they wanted. That's not really trying to test it. It's just they just kept moving shit around until eventually they got what they were looking for. So it's why if they're happy to be putting out that rubbish there. Like I said, nobody in the astronomy community is worried about these two. They really aren't.
And that show reflections.
You're not recording the firmament because firmament doesn't exist. I know truer words are spoken once again. That's not the firmament there. That was fucking internal reflections from inside of his binoculars. That's all that was. It was reflections off of his fucking, reflecting off his lenses and the prisms in his binoculars. That was all. That wasn't the firmament. That wasn't reflections. It wasn't reflecting off some fucking magical fucking dome that's never been seen or proven. And yet we seem to be able to send fucking loads of rockets and freaking spacecraft and everything else up there. And fucking nothing's ever hit it. So, no. It's, yeah, I stand by those words, and they'll never prove me wrong.
But the stars do reflect upon a cloaked surface, present right behind them.
Nope, that's just reflections off the prism and the lenses, internal reflections off your optics. That's all, Sam. You keep deluding yourself, though, buddy. I know, this is really hard for you to understand. And you and Mikey, well, you made for each other because you're both about as thick as mud together. So, probably together you guys might share a brain cell, maybe. Not a very good one, though, but you might share one. Keep trying. Like, this is a classic example of saying that you can see how this is all exactly the same reflected. This is all just internal reflections on his optics. That's all that is.
We don't know what it is, but we know what it's not.
No, you don't know what it is because you don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what it's not either. The rest of us that, actually can use a little bit of critical thinking and, and actually know how to use photography equipment, even at a very basic level. I mean, guys, I was using freaking photography equipment when I was like 7 years old, and I was better than you guys when I bought a SLR camera from a garage sale. So yeah, you guys got a lot of catching up to do. Fuck, I don't have a lot of hope.
It is not emptiness, and it cannot be space, but it's the new front line in the war for knowledge.
Dude, these guys are so thick, they wouldn't fucking recognize knowledge if it came and kicked them square in the balls. And what you just showed there, those images, those are those are his phone focusing on his lens. That's all that is, what you're seeing there. And probably some digital artifacts as well, but those still images look like the lens of his binoculars. That's all that was. That's all he's seeing. Oh, my dear. Oh, fucking. Oh. It's so funny.
Welcome to the front line.
Yeah, so that was Sam's little documentary promotional video of Mikey Smith. I think because Mikey's in the middle of moving, he's not able to put out any videos, so Sam's posting up on his to try to get. But if you notice, he's trying to grift himself. So while he's putting up here, obviously putting as he's promoting Mikey, he's done a lot of self promotion for himself, and it's also even pitched one of his 3-part little video series where he tried to derp out about how telescopes don't work and how binoculars are better. Something I'm gonna probably have to look into myself here and maybe do some reviews on his. I think there's 3 videos he did, so yeah, I might look for those. I might go through those a bit, see what derp comes out of them. But that's it. But Flat Earth Dave probably said it best, so let's hear.
Flat Earthers are fucking nasty and stupid.
Yes, they are.
Our claims of Amazon Studio, being in Hollywood, them being in on it as showing how stupid Flat Earthers are. I don't even talk about you guys, man. Flat Earthers are the worst.
Yes, they are.
They're the worst.
I mean, you know what? Flat Earth Dave, he lies a whole fucking lot, but there he actually was telling the truth. So, couldn't say any better myself. Thanks, Dearth, for at least saying something that was true, in fact, and can be empirically proven. But Sam and Mikey, it's definitely a bromance going on there, isn't it? It's kind of cute. The derp they share, it's They do, I guess, living in their own little fantasy worlds, but it'd be funny. So hopefully, apparently they're supposed to be going on MC Tunes channel on the 18th to debate with Creaky Blinders. That'd be fun. I wish I could be involved in that, but it's like I think it's like 7 a.m. UK time, and obviously it's a Monday morning. I got things to do, so I won't be really involved in that one there, and nor was I invited, so whatever, one could wish. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button down below, comment what do you think of my review here, what do you think about Mikey's and Sam's little video they made there. It's pretty funny, and yeah, and don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think. And remember, people, Earth's definitely a globe, space is real, but don't forget, stay curious. I'll see you again. Thanks for watching.
And by the way, all those rumors on the internet are fake. I'm not flat. I'm not hollow on the inside, and there's definitely no reptilians inside of me!